Live. What's up, everybody? Madvillainy back again. I'm your host, Silent Thriller. And I want to go over a little bit about, a little bit more about mental health and, maybe how you can get, or I'm going to go into a little bit of some of what I went through um, some years back. And what the bad thing about it is, it's like if you're not careful, you can slip back into it. So I'll go into, let's get started. So before, I had symptoms of permissive depressive disorder. And this is from the DSM 5. But um, let's see if we can focus in a little bit. All right. Persistent depressive disorder, or dysthymia. And it says diagnostic criteria. This disorder represents a consolidation of DSM-4 defined chronic major depressive disorder and dysthymic disorder. A depressed mood for most of the day, for more days than not, as indicated by either subjective account or observation by others for at least 2 years. So, with me, this was like a 15-year time span, right? And let's see. So, one thing that I think kind of, I'm not gonna say it put me in that state, but this is like finding a job on my skill level was like difficult. And then if you can't find it in a certain amount of time, you kind of just like think what's going on, and uh, it's like you guys kind of stop, you kind of give up, and or at least that's what happened to me. And so eventually, I did gain even more skills, and it still took a while, but better now. So let's continue. In children and adolescents, mood can be irritable, and duration must be at least 1 year. Presence, while depressed, of two or more of the following: poor appetite or overeating. I definitely had more of the overeating. Insomnia or hypersomnia. I had more of the insomnia, and I mean I still have that a little, so it might be a different cause. Low energy or fatigue. Yeah, I'd have that. Um, yeah, sometimes I would get out of it and I would do something as far as working out or exercise, but it wasn't consistent. So now these days, I pretty much work out every day. So back to it. Low self-esteem. I mean, yeah, that's gonna that's gonna come with it when like nothing is going your way, right? Poor concentration or difficulty making decisions. Definitely poor concentration. Feelings of hopelessness. That was that was probably number one for me. During the second year period, 1 year for children or adolescents of the disturbance, individual has never been without the symptoms in criteria A and B for more than 2 months at a time. Let's see, A, B. 1 year for children or adolescents. Okay. Criteria for a major depressive disorder may be continuously present for 2 years. There has never been a manic episode or a hypomanic episode, and criteria have never been met for cyclothymic disorder. I'll have to look. I'll have to see what cyclothymic is. The disturbance is not better explained by a persistent schizoactive disorder, schizophrenia, delusional disorder, or other specified or unspecified schizophrenia spectrum and other psychotic disorder. Disturbance is not better explained. Okay, yeah, I had none of that. The symptoms are not attributable to the psychological effects of a substance, a drug of abuse, medication, or another medical condition. Yeah, I didn't have any of that. The symptoms cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was. I don't know if that applies because I tend to be more, as far as social, more introverted than extroverted. But there are times I could be more extroverted than introverted. Okay, it says note because of the criteria for a major depressive episode include 4 symptoms that are absent from the symptom list for persistent depressive disorder, dysthymia. A very limited number of individuals will have depressive symptoms that have persisted longer than 2 years but will not meet criteria for persistent depressive disorder. If full criteria for a major depressive episode have been met at some point during the current episode of illness, they should be given a diagnosis of major depressive disorder. Otherwise, a diagnosis of other specified depressive disorder or unspecified depressive disorder is warranted. Okay, let me see. Scroll through. Yeah, they give these for each disorder or illness. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's start here. Diagnostic features. The essential feature of persistent depressive disorder dysthymia is a depressed mood that occurs for most of the day, for more days than not, for at least 2 years, or at least 1 year for children and adolescents. This disorder represents a consolidation of DSM-4, defined by, yeah, they gave that earlier. Prevalence: persistent depressive disorder is effectively an amalgam of DSM-4, dysthymic disorder, and chronic major depressive episode. The 12-month prevalence in the United States is approximately 0.5% of persistent depressive disorder and 1.5% of chronic major depressive disorder. Let's see, development and course. Risk and prognostic factors, temperamental factors predictive of poor long-term outcome include higher levels of neuroticism, greater symptom severity, poor global functioning, and presence of anxiety disorders or conduct disorder. Differential diagnosis. Okay. Let me read this comorbidity. In comparison to individuals with major depressive disorder, those with persistent depressive disorder are at high risk for psychiatric comorbidity in general and for anxiety disorders and substance use disorders in particular. Early onset persistent depressive disorder is strongly associated with DSM-4, cluster B, and C personality disorders. Okay, so that was a little bit about something that I went through, and I want to say that even though that's something that I went through, is that if I with greater knowledge, I could have lessened the effects of it, or really crushed it, nipped it in the bud, right? I tend to agree with Andrew Tate about not letting your mind get into that trap. And if you're going through something like that, I mean, definitely see a professional, but know that it's ultimately up to you, right? So another issue that I know a lot of people have, not everybody, because some people don't have a weight issue, but a lot of people do have one, and like for me, I generally have worked out every day for the past year. It's not where I want to be yet, and yeah, it could, when you're on a journey as such, it might take 6 months, it might take a year, it might take 5 years. You just have to keep rolling with it, and like for some things that you can do other than working out is your nutrition, right? So trying to remember how long ago that I started fasting. I think it was like 5-6 years ago, and or intermittent fasting. And even though I do it from day to day, still might need another push. And it might have to do something a lot more. So we're going to go to this next article. Let me see if I can find it. It's right here. it's right here. Let's see. And this is from, hold up. This is from Lifestyle. Yeah, I think it's Lifestyle. Lifestyle says intermittent versus prolonged fasting, which is better for weight loss. And it's by author Laura Allison. Let's get into it. So here's the caption. Fasting, the intentional restriction of calorie intake over a period of time, has numerous health benefits, including weight loss, protection against disease, and improved longevity. Comes in many forms, the most popular for weight loss being prolonged, lasting longer than 2 days, and intermittent, alternating between cycles of fasting and feasting. Both methods have different advantages and disadvantages depending on your lifestyle or which is better for weight loss. How does fasting work? Make it larger. All right, caloric restriction promotes weight loss through the process of ketosis, during which the body metabolizes fat for energy. Around 12 to 16 hours into a fast, blood glucose and insulin levels drop, and nutrient signaling pathways that are regulated by the mTOR kinase protein are deactivated. And if you want to know more about fasting, a good channel is crap, I forgot his name. Anyway, I'll find it in a minute. This forces the body into the fasting state, and it starts to switch from using glucose from food for energy to metabolizing fat stores, producing ketones that are oxidized by the brain. As food is reintroduced, nutrient signaling pathways are reactivated and ketosis plateaus. This process can promote weight loss as well as improve metabolic function, reduce inflammation, and enhance immune functioning. Weight loss has numerous benefits to health and longevity, reducing the risk of morbidity from heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. And it says ketosis has the additional advantage of burning fat supplies without using protein, making it possible to continue weight training for maintaining and growing muscle during caloric restriction. Now, that's what I intend to do. I intend to, because what I was doing, I've been, dialing in my nutrition, dialing it in, but it's like I need to do more, so I'm gonna do more prolonged fasting or attempt to, because it's not easy. I've done up to 7 or 8 days of just water, just drink water, but it's super intense. Like it's, it's a challenge, right? But yeah, I'm gonna try to surpass that week. Try to go as much as I can. In fact, I need to drink more water right now. But yeah, go as much as I can. If I hit that 2 weeks, that'll be great. But like, I don't even know. I don't even know how much I weigh, but it's like I know it's way more than I need to weigh. All right, let's get back into it. What is prolonged fasting? The human body has attempted to withstand long periods of food deprivation, with the longest fast ever recorded lasting 382 days. So, and yeah, that is recorded. Let's see. Let's see. There's a. Well, I'll get back. I'll get to the citations in a bit at the bottom. But prolonged fasting is an extreme form of caloric restriction that lasts for 2 days or more. Usually, they last anywhere between 2 and 5 days to a maximum of 2 weeks, and are only broken by the consumption of water and plain tea or coffee. For those new to fasting, it is recommended that you practice intermittent fasts of increasing lengths before trying prolonged, as your body becomes adjusted to ketosis. For example, start out with the 12-12 intermittent fast before moving on to a 24-hour fast and finally a 2-day prolonged fast. Benefits to health and longevity. Prolonged fasting can promote weight loss, reduce abdominal fat, and improve blood pressure levels, even in those who are already a healthy weight. It is not a quick weight loss fix and should be repeated regularly, for example, once a month, in order to see the physical results of long-term weight loss. Prolonged has an advantage over short intermittent fast in that it induces autophagy, the process of cellular rejuvenation. Autophagy is an ongoing cellular process in which cells reuse their damaged organelles to renew. It is also used during nutrient stress to balance available energy sources for survival, and thus can be triggered by caloric restriction. Around 24 hours into a prolonged fast, nutrient sensing pathways repress the TOR kinase protein in response to nutrient deprivation, inducing autophagy. The cell renewal from autophagy is thought to protect against age-related disease like neurodegeneration, cardiomyopathy, diabetes, and cancer, as well as increased longevity. Autophagy reaches its highest level around day 2 of a prolonged fast, so is more difficult to achieve using shorter intermittent fast methods. Yeah, that is, I think that's true for sure. Potential side effects. An obvious drawback to prolonged fasting is the constant hunger that accompanies sustained caloric restriction. Yeah, no, in uh, my experience, it I think it's the worst, like three, 3 to 4 days, or first 3 to 4 days, and then it gets better. But that doesn't mean that you know it's like the hunger gets less, but it's still there, like right creeping up, creeping on the come up. So today I did like I usually make these large smoothies, which is probably definitely a no, but they're so good. Homemade smoothies. But yeah, let's continue. Where did I go? So to read the potential side effects, considering that most prolonged fasts only allow the consumption of water, tea, and coffee, it is a method that requires serious commitment and motivation. However, our bodies can adapt to hunger, and one study that found that 93% of subjects reported an absence of hunger. Okay, let's skip down a little. What is intermittent fasting? This is a popular type of fast that requires less commitment than prolonged fasting. It involves alternating between periods of eating and fasting either within one day or over several days, and therefore can be practiced potentially indefinitely. Yeah, yeah. Looks like this author may be from the UK because of the way some things are spelled. Anyway, crucially, it is not a conventional diet as it does not restrict what you eat during feasting periods. So you can eat whatever, you know, you just uh, eat between this time and this time and you fast the rest. So it says there are many types of intermittent fast, including alternate day fasting, the 5-2, and the 1 meal a day fast, OMAD. I did OMAD for a little bit, a while. Sometimes I still do that. Like today, I think maybe a 1 meal, especially with the large, very large smoothie I have, and I've been making for probably months now, weeks, months, whatever. Let's continue. Additionally, time restricted eating alternates between periods of fasting and eating within one day. For example, the 12-12, the 16-8, and the more intensive 24. So that's fasting for 20 hours and having an eating window of 4 hours. So yeah, what I discovered, or my experience, like even when you're fasting for that long, like 20 hours, you don't want to binge eat. You want to eat, a considerable meal, but you don't want to like stuff, just chow down on things. All right. Benefits to health: since ketosis begins around 12 to 16 hours into a fast, you can achieve the same fat burning benefits of prolonged fasting with even the shortest of intermittent fasts. Intermittent fasting has an advantage over prolonged in that it avoids severe feelings of hunger and can be practiced daily. This makes the fast easier to commit to and lessens its impact on other areas of life, such as socializing. Indeed, practicing it as a daily habit can help reset your relationship with food, with others reporting reduced feelings of hunger, a recalibrated response to eating, and better well being. However, since autophagy begins at least 16 hours into a fast, depending on the individual, it becomes more difficult to achieve its cellular renewal benefits with short intermittent fasts compared with prolonged fasts. Potential side effects. Intermittent fasting comes with minimal risk when compared with prolonged, with mild side effects including headaches and fatigue. However, some users may unconsciously reduce their physical activity and increase energy intake before, during, and after a period of fasting to compensate for the caloric restriction, reducing the benefits of the fast. Nose itching. Way to stop this is by avoiding overeating and partaking in light exercise, which is not recommended during prolonged fasts. So I don't know. This is the dilemma I have going forward. Is I plan on doing more prolonged fast, but I still want to continue to work out. Maybe I won't do it as intensely, but I usually lift in the morning, and then I do like cardio like right after that. But maybe I still do the same thing, but just not as much. Like I still lift, still do cardio, but maybe I'm going a little bit lower in heaviness. But I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to continue to lift as heavy as I can. But it probably it probably won't be possible when I'm fasting a lot more. All right, let's continue. Where was I? So I said headaches and fatigue. However, some users may, I went through that. A way to stop this is by avoiding overeating and partaking in, we went through that. Both intermittent and prolonged fasting are effective weight loss methods. And while prolonged has the added benefit of autophagy, its intensive calorie restriction makes intermittent fasting an easier option for long-term weight loss. And these are the articles cited. Looks like a few of them are most of them are from NIH, National Institutes of Health. And then I don't know what the other ones are. All right. So that was that. And now I kind of want to do like another form. Gonna look. So this is gonna be Aldous Hodge and what he did to prepare for his character in Black Adam. Let's see. Okay, yep, there he is. Fair use. This is from Men's Health YouTube channel. All right, let's see if we can zoom out. Oh, this way. Yeah. All right, let's play it.
A lot of people ask me oftentimes, hey, what's your macros, this, that, and the other, and, I just tell them I have no clue. I have no damn idea. I don't know my macro count, okay? I just eat, fam. What's up, Men's Health? This is Aldous Hodge, and today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite things, food, specifically my diet that got me all the way right for Black Adam. Let's break down breakfast. Oddly enough, I make the big mistake of not eating breakfast all the time. Sorry, If I'm training, that's a different story. If I'm training, I'm looking at 6 to 10 eggs in the morning with a bowl of oatmeal with some blueberries in it, fresh blueberries. Anybody gives me an egg that's over easy, medium, we fighting. Okay, cook the egg. I don't want no runny, nothing. The egg should not be a sauce.
Yeah, I agree with him there. I I don't like runny eggs. I like I like them like hard boiled or scrambled. Probably prefer scrambled. And that reminds me of a joke by a comedian. Oh, what was his name? Um, Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'll pull it up later. All right, let's continue.
It's an egg. Don't give me none of that slot mess. No, the full egg. Then I'll hit lunch. Lunch will usually be chicken breast. Usually I will do about 2 breasts if I'm bulking, with a handful of broccoli, some carrots, and then some steamed white rice. Dinner is gonna look something like bison, probably. Bison is nice, it's lean, fantastic source of protein. Actually, it's quite delicious. I'm sorry, bison, like, love y'all, we cool, but you know, you're tasty. My favorite protein supplement is Isopure. No sugar, virtually no carbs in there. Straight clean protein, does the job. I don't feel heavy, I don't feel slow, sluggish, any of that. You know, I might every now and then get on GNC, like multivitamin, just to maintain. Sometimes I'm not as diligent these days with, you know, my fats, my oils, and balancing that out. So I'll just go ahead and get a multivitamin to take care of all that. It takes the thought process out of it, but also you know that you're getting some good stuff. A lot of people ask me oftentimes, hey, you know, what's your macros, this, that, and the other, and you know, I just tell them I have no clue. I have no damn idea. I don't know.
Yeah, that's me as well. It's like I don't know. I just eat, right? But yeah, I definitely want to look at, um, you know, like you said, just eating as healthy as you can, or at least the way it looks like he was doing. Uh, and I think most people know what is healthy and what's not, or has a general idea. All right, let's continue.
Know my macro count, okay? I just eat, fam. I eat what's delicious, I eat what's right in front of me, and then I go to the gym and I burn it off. Stop asking me about my damn macros. I don't know. While I was on set, the thing that I had in terms of like my meals throughout the day, because I was eating every 2 hours. I had to eat to maintain weight. We were out there shooting in Georgia. The heat was like at least 357 degrees. We were basically sweating off what we put in that day. My meal prep, which was usually a nice protein with rice and vegetables. That was just the easiest thing for me. And whenever I needed a bump of sugar, I would have like a peanut butter sandwich. Wheat bread. I know bread, the carbs, it's not necessarily what I'm supposed to be doing. You ain't got to tell all my business. If you eat carbs and you're gonna go work it out and actually burn that off, it actually helps, it works out. If you eat a bunch of carbs and you do not burn them off, then they give you dad bod, which I'm suffering from right now. Sorry, I just went to a dark place. You have to watch.
Yeah, bread, bread is like so good. Depending on, I mean, you gotta. There are some like whack breads that I don't dare eat now, but like sourdough bread, I'm all about it. All right, let's continue. Oh wait, I lost the. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
when you're in that sort of space of really calculating and monitoring your physical transformation, you gotta watch everything you eat. Even, and this is from a brother who does not count his macros. Just saying. My favorite thing, lobster bisque. Yeah, you gotta get the shells, let them marinate, you know what I'm saying? Create a nice little stock, a little roux, you know what I mean? You feel me? Get your creams, get your butters, you know what I'm saying? You know, you put it all together, you gotta chop up the lobster, put it in there, because if you have a bisque that has no lobster bits in it, that's not a bisque, it's a waste of my time, it's what it is. Get the bisque with the lobster chunks in there, and you are off to the races. So I think that if Hawkman needed a very specific meal, it would probably be a nice nut medley, some sunflower seeds in there, some walnuts, almonds, birds like nuts, or like a nut crusted something, you know what I'm saying? Like a walnut crusted fish or something like that, because birds like fish too. Would it be blasphemous if he ate chicken? I don't know, we should ask people, do a poll. Let's see what the people say. Can Hawkman eat chicken? Just feel like he eating a cousin or something like that. It's just weird. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you so much, Men's Health, for having me. Again, this is Alice Hodge. Love y'all. Remember, go check out Black Adam. It's in theaters now, and your boys got to skip out because I gotta go learn how to count my macros. So, yeah, I'm out. Bye.
All right. Yeah, that was good. Like Aldous Hodge, I did see Black Adam, but let's see, yeah, like he was saying, yeah, if you are not fasting, what some of the stuff that he put in there, the chicken, fish, the walnuts, peanuts, well, maybe not peanuts, but walnuts, almonds, and whatnot. That's all good stuff. Yeah, going light on the bread might be a good idea. All right. Oop. A very good idea. Very good. All right. All right, so let's get into another I guess video. This is the what am I gonna call this? This is the manosphere part of the show. I haven't seen this, but it was in my watch later feed, so I'm gonna play it in here. How long we been going? 43 minutes. Yeah, that's short. You know, some streamers do 2-3+ hours. All right, we're gonna look, see what this is. This is Akon, and this is from, it says Traditional Future. Shout out to Traditional Future YouTube channel. It says Akon dismantles modern Western women. Passport bros were right. Let's check it out. Okay, let's get it. Let's adjust. What is this? Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Right here.
Talking about women, now it's paradise. Because you're not just dealing with beauty, you're also dealing with a different mentality. Like, women treat you like
the king you are.
Like a king. They're not competing with you. They're not fighting for equality. Because they understand that men and women could never be equal. They understand their roles. You know?
To that you say?
Not a goddamn thing.
You sucker. Yo, I'm going to go put some money in that jar. Go ahead.
I have some money going to the side for my Africa fund when I could get my shit over there.
I'm gonna go bless
when
the
I
jar
get over
early.
there,
I'm gonna call you a bunch today.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna put
He
him
went in the
over
jar
there
early.
early, yo. This guy.
No, I mean that's a matter. It's a matter of understanding.
how are those
the
roles defined there?
The roles are very defined. It's very clean. Like here, even if you say the word role to a woman here, they get offended.
Man.
Just use the role. Yo, play your role. Let me play mine. Role? What the fuck you mean? Play my role? Like everybody has a role. There's infrastructure to life, and if a
Yep. So far, I agree with Akon. Joe Budden didn't want. He didn't want none of that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's continue. It's gonna be we're gonna go through it.
a woman doesn't understand her position and the role that she play in life, everybody's confused. How can a man and a woman play the same exact role? Where's the balance? Right? So in Africa, it's very clear. The woman plays the role of a woman. Okay? God installed love, emotions, and compassion in a woman because as a motherly figure, those things have to be instilled.
Nurturing.
Right. This is why women catch so much feeling so quick. This is why they can endure so much pain and still be there. That loyalty, all that comes with them naturally. They think that we treat them like shit. No,
I'm looking at the camera. I was about to say,
They
everybody,
kick his ass.
this is Mr. Akon.
Right.
And say it, and Antoine agrees.
No, but guys, at the end of the day,
I
right?
agree.
At the end of the day,
Yeah, see how, like, two of them are like, they didn't want any part of what Akon is saying. Who knows why? Yeah, they don't want to get spanked. That's got to be it. All right, let's continue.
it's true.
So I'm gonna give you a little pushback.
Now the man's
I'm gonna give him
role-
some
I'm
too.
gonna give you a pushback.
All right, so as a woman, her role is to support the man.
I agree.
The man, we are the kings and the divine of this universe. A woman can never compare to the man. They have to understand that here in America. The woman don't create life. They support the creation of life.
Damn, somebody just broke that down to me.
The man is who
Yes.
create life.
Every time I say it, they laugh at me.
Man, we're gods. We the ones that create life.
No, to women, I'm saying. Just conversation.
Right.
I just said it to you
So,
the other day. Y'all
and
laughed
let
at
me give you an example of the science of it. A man right now can create life without a woman, but a woman can't create life without a man. If I wanted to create life right now without a woman, I would just shoot my sperm, put it in the incubator, and just give it 9 months, even maybe less with today's science, and a baby will be born. A woman can't do that. So men, we are the creators of life in actuality.
That's cool and all, but I think whoever designed that system designed it for the act of the togetherness.
The union. The union.
One,
Yeah.
y'all missing the point.
And that's what
No, I
I
understand
and that's
the
what I
Right.
was speaking
Y'all
to.
missing the
with you.
point because what the point is, the men have lost the idea of the power they actually possess and passed it
Okay.
to the woman.
That's true.
Here in America, the men are afraid of their power.
So this is where I'm gonna give you a little pushback. And
All right, yeah. About to get some pushback. But, again, Akon is true. Like men are afraid. Not, well, at least in the United States, and, they're, except for a few, most won't say, what the truth is. All right, let's continue.
they'll tell you,
Right.
I'm on your side. 90%.
You know, push it back.
Yeah, push it
What?
back. Don't cop, please,
I'm not,
at
nigga.
the front.
What happens in America, though, to your point, is the men are dropping the ball. So how you said,
They
the
are.
women are supposed to support the man. If you ain't got nothing to support, nigga, now I got to stand on my own
gotta do
too
it
and
myself.
become the man. It's unfortunate in our society.
No, but you don't have to become what you already are. See, let me explain something.
No, I'm saying the women have to become the man.
But what I'm saying is, it makes it unfair for the woman to have to play the role of a man.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's a lot of their argument.
But they have.
Right. So
they
what I'm
have to.
saying is, until the man mans up,
True. Right.
the imbalance is always going to be there.
True.
Because the
Correct.
moment you allow
Correct.
the woman to take your role, she has every right to say that she's equal to you.
And that is what they are saying.
And
that's
that's
what they're
what's
saying. Too.
Right, because the man ain't manning up.
And
That's true.
So now
a lot of that is by design. Again, it's been that way by design.
I mean, you can claim it and blame it on design, but
It's-
it ain't like you don't know better.
Yeah,
It's still been.
It don't take history to know that you got to man up and take care of your responsibility.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So yeah, I think that's the end of that section of it. I do not know. Let me see if I can find. No, there's no original video posted. But yeah, that was pretty much all of it. All of it. When I scrolled through, there was no more on the Akon part of it. But yeah, that's what we went through today. We went through some of my personal challenges with mental health, and if you're going through some challenges yourself, seek help. But no, it is ultimately in your power. You have the power to change. We went through intermittent versus prolonged fasting, and I'm gonna be doing or trying to be doing more prolonged fasting to get to more of a ideal fitness. And we went through Aldous Hodge's kind of preparation, what he ate in preparation for Hawkman and Black Adam. And then we went through Akon dismantles modern women. All right, we're gonna end it right here. Went under an hour. So this has been Madvillainy. I'm your host, Silent Thriller. And we're gonna be back again for more, lifestyle and maybe some more manosphere type things. All right. Peace out. Love you, and we'll be back again. Laters.